What's going on, folks? Joe Always Bass coming back at you with another Tackle Tuesday video. Today, I figured we would talk about a reel and a rod, okay? And these are a little bit different than a lot of the previous videos, obviously, that we've seen. Everything so far has just been either soft plastics or kind of more conventional-ish tackle kind of stuff. But today I wanted to talk about this specific reel and then this little rod here. I'm down in Lake Havasu, Arizona, fishing for the week. Just spending some time with the wife and the kid and some family and whatnot. But able to get out on the lake a few times here and really realized yesterday how much I really love this reel that I totally bought on a whim, boy, 2.5 years ago now, all right? And that is the Johnny Morris Bass Pro Shops brand CarbonLite 2.0, okay? This spinning reel, it is a perfect bass reel, in my opinion, especially for the price point. I got it on sale with the rod, okay? And so I'll touch on the rod a little bit. So it's a white rod, just like the reel that you see here. The rod is very solid. I think they're about $100 retail if you just buy the rod. The reels as well are like 80 to 90 bucks, I believe. So they're not like a cheap, Walmart thing, but as far as the Bass Pro Shop stuff go, I've never been super impressed with some of their lures or anything. It's a cheaper option, right? However, I bought this on a whim. I think I paid 125 bucks for the combo. Okay, it was on sale like two springs ago. So yeah, I guess probably 2 years ago is when I got it. And this week, fishing down here in Havasu, I realized how awesome this reel really is, especially for the price. It is so smooth. I've never had a problem with it. I've maintained it. I've oiled it up a few times, but other than that, I've got 30-pound braid on here with a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. And this thing, no matter what I put on there, I can throw on a little 3/16 ounce or even a 1/16 ounce Ned rig and still cast it 1.5 miles, right? It's just super silky smooth. The action on it is just, again, really, really smooth compared to a lot of reels I've used, which is just really impressive. Obviously, the Johnny Morris stuff from Bass Pro Shops is a little bit higher tier than just Bass Pro Shops brand. And now, I'm not sure what it's called, but they do have another line out. I don't know if it's with CarbonLite 3.0 now or what it's called, but it's more of kind of a gunmetal look. This is the white version. It's got some gold accents on there. And yeah, I mean, overall, it's just a really, really solid reel. This one is rated for 8 pounds at 160 yards. My biggest drawback is it is a very specific bass fishing reel, okay? If you're I put on one time last year just 15, I believe it was 15-pound fluorocarbon, and you get just over a cast on the spool. It is not a very big spool, okay? With the braid, I get a lot more, obviously. Learned that the hard way. Braid, especially on a spinning reel, is just gonna cast a lot farther most of the time anyways. But yeah, I mean, it's super, super good when you put the braid on there, but still, again, the spool is just not very deep. So you don't have a whole lot to work with. That is really the only drawback. However, when you're bass fishing, especially with the spinning reel, I'm not bombing casts most of the time. Most of the time when I do that, I'm using a bait caster, right? And I've got a 150 or a 200 that's got a lot more line on it, so I don't have to worry about that. But there has been times where I've been fishing it for a week or two, and I've had to cut and tie a few times, and all of a sudden you cast and you're at the end of the spool, and that kind of sucks, right? But other than that, I mean, especially if you got braid on there, you don't have to worry about that. It's super, super smooth. I believe this is a 6:3:1 gear ratio. And again, it's just, it's held up really nice. A few seasons now, it's got a couple dings and scratches on it and this and that. But overall, for whatever I'm throwing, whether it's the smooshy bug here with a little Texas rig, or if I'm throwing, small Ned rigs, big jerk baits even I've thrown on there, and it's handled them all really, really fine. So check it out, especially if you're in that more, you're not looking to spend $200 on a reel. It's a really great option. Even if you're just buying the reel for 80 bucks, I think that's a great deal. If you find a good bargain like I did with the combo of the rod and the reel for, I know it was under 150. I think it was 125 bucks that I spent at the time. Retail, it's like 200, right? So look for it on sale, but if you find it on sale, it is so worth the price in my opinion. The rod is really nice and sensitive. It's got a great backbone to it. It's a medium heavy rod, 7 foot. And then transitioning now to, this is my travel rod, and I took this thing to Costa Rica a few months ago and just bought it for that trip because I'm here in Arizona. I've got a few other rods that I keep down here, so I just bring the reels, right? But I figured I'd bring this one with and give it a try. This is a telescopic rod, so all this collapses here way down to this big, right? And so easily fits in my backpack, no problem. This is the, I'm not even gonna try to say it, I'm gonna link it down below. It's Sougayailang, and just found it on Amazon, right? It was, I believe they're like 35 bucks, but you know, I think it was on sale for 27 maybe or something. But really for the price, it is a pretty solid rod. It's definitely nothing to write home about. It's not a, you know, a Dobbins or a G Loomis or anything super crazy, but it really gets the job done, especially for a travel rod. So if you're taking a trip anytime soon, they've got a few different colors. This is the 6.9, I think, 6'9" inch rod. They've got a couple smaller ones and they've got a couple bigger ones. I think they've got all the way up to 8 feet or 8.5 maybe even. So if you're looking to do some traveling, feel free to check that out. I'll have it linked down below here. Really is a pretty solid rod. It's not the most sensitive thing, right? There's only 5 guides on there. So that is a little tricky. You can see here, it's got this kind of, the furthest top segment is kind of different, not as, I don't even know what this is, if it's graphite or what, but it is pretty sensitive. When you're working that bait, as long as it's not something really, really little, you can feel it pretty good, and you definitely can feel when you get a bite. So I would check it out for your travel needs. And again, just going back to the Johnny Morris stuff, you know, the Bass Pro Shop stuff, I've never been super impressed with, but this reel has definitely made me want to consider at least the Johnny Morris line of stuff in the future. All right, so check it out. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. Happy Tackle Tuesday. We will see you next week back from Minnesota. Blizzard up there right now. Hopefully all the snow's gone and we can be out crappie fishing in the next week or two. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, whatever, comment, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.